The chosen will be speaking on the truth about the 144,000 chosen. Welcome and Happy New Year's to all. Today, we are going to actually give you the truth in detail in reference to the 144,000 chosen. Okay, I'm going to give it to you how it's taught to me. And when we look at a Bible, especially some of your older Bibles, there's writing in red in reference to God speaking, or writing in red in reference to Christ speaking. Guys, where I'm coming from, this whole book would be in red. Okay? Now, basically here on page 60, speaks of the relationship between spiritualism and the doctrine of Jesus Christ. The doctrine of spirituality is not a theory. It is a practical teaching, both for your life on earth and for your spirit life. No other teaching exists that is more complete and perfect. It guides you before you arrive on earth. It would guide you during your journey on earth. And it will melt with your spirit when it returns to the spiritual world. I will not be, I take liturgy and traditions from your worship service. It will be the spirit of man that, without realizing it, will rise above his old misconceptions motivated by need for greater light to illuminate his path of evolution. Soon men would understand that the only thing that they can present to God is the practice of love. And to say love is to say good, charity, wisdom, and justice. Okay, chapter actually is going to be under the heading, The Influence and Significance of Spiritual Teachings. This, page 7, I'm just going to take a little bit from here. I entrust to you the 3 last years of my communication so that you may work for the union of this people, a unification that includes that which is spiritual as well as the outward, so that your labor, full of harmony and equality, may be the greatest proof that all of you in various places in different lands have been taught by one single master, God. Now from chapter 8, the new community of Christ, disciples, apostles, divine envoys. Now it reads here, and the true apostle, the new apostle, do not attempt to put limits on this word, which is universal and infinite, nor must you put limits on your own spiritual development. For the further you go on the road of good works and study, the greater the revelations you will receive. You will see the divine works arise from that which is simplest. You will see it manifest in all that has been created, and you will feel it thrive within your being. This is simplicity. with which I come to teach the disciples of spiritualism, so that he too may be simple, like his master. Let the disciples persuade and convert by the truth of his words and the power of his work, without seeking to surprise anyone with mysterious powers or extraordinary faculties. Okay, move right along. The heading here: the envoys of God in all the world and in all times. The people of the earth have never been short of spiritual light. Truly, I tell you, it is not only this people that have had prophets and envoys, for I have sent emissaries to all people to awaken them. You may judge their words by the light and the truth of their doctrines, as well as by their similarities to what I have revealed to you. Some arrived before the coming of the Messiah, and others after my presence as man. But all have carried a spiritual message to men. The next is from chapter 34, free will and conscience. We're going to come from the struggle between free will and conscience. Yet, by the side of those troubled spirits, my prophets have also come as angelic messengers of my divinity to awaken humanity, warn them of menaces, and announce my coming. Now we're going to be coming from chapter 38, faith, truth, and understanding. The faith that can do all things. This little something I pointed out here. I wish you to know what faith is, so that you understand that he who possesses it is owner of an incompatible treasure. Okay, drop down to 10. He is rich in faith and even in the material world, but with true wealth, not that of what you conceive. 13. He who possesses this virtue performs prodigies beyond all human science and give testimonies of the spirit and of the higher life. For real. For real. In chapter 38, the three divine revelations and the seven seals, the revelations of God and spiritual development. So I jumped a little bit ahead on here. Just want to point out something here. This is called the third era time. This is the third era in which I have come to teach you the lesson that must spiritually unite humanity. For it is my will that languages, races, and different ideologies no longer be an obstacle to its unification. The essence with which I form each spirit is the same that all possess, and the substance that makes up the blood that runs through the veins of man is the same in all. Therefore, all are equal and worthy of me, and I have come again for all of you. Also, from 38, the three divine revelations and the seven seals, remember what you have to think about. that chapter 7 in Revelations, chapter 14 in Revelations, was what? A vision given to John, revealing what's to come. So when we spoke of the seven seals there, we mentioned seven churches. We showed the rewards for each one of those stages. So here, it's going to show you how well the spirituality of the chosen lines up with the visions given in the seven churches. Listen, the seven epochs of sacred history. The first of these phases of spiritual evolution in the world is represented by Abel, the first minister of the Father, who offered his sacrifice to God. He is the symbol of sacrifice. Envy rose up against him. That would be the first church in Revelation. The second church, or the second stage, was represented by Noah. He is a symbol of faith. He constructed the ark from divine inspiration and led man into it to reach salvation. Against him, the multitude rally with doubt, mockery, and paganism of their spirit. Yet Noah left his seed of faith. The third would be represented. Third stage is represented by Jacob. He symbolized strength. He is Israel, the strong. Spiritually, he saw the ladder by which all of you will ascend to sit at the right hand side of the Creator. The angel of the Lord rose up to test his strength and perseverance. The fourth is symbolized by Moses. He represents the law. He presented the tablets whereon it was written from for humanity in all times. It was he who, with his immense faith, rescued the people to lead them on a road of salvation to the promised land. He is the symbol of law. The fifth stage is represented by Jesus, the divine word, the sacrificial lamb. He who has spoken to you in all times and who will continue speaking to you. He is love. For he was made man to inhabit the dwelling places of man, to suffer the pains, to show humanity the path of sacrifice, love, and charity, by which it must achieve redemption from all their sins. He came as a master to teach, to be born as part of humanity, to live in love, to achieve the sacrifice, and to die loving, forgiving, and blessing. He represents the fifth stage, and his symbol is love. The sixth stage is represented by Elijah, called Elias in the New Testament. He is the symbol of the Holy Spirit. It is he who goes on his chariot of fire, bearing light to all nations in all the worlds that are unknown to you, but known to me. For I am the Father of all the worlds and all the creatures. This is the stage in which you are living, that of Elijah. It is his light that illuminates you. He represents the teaching that were hidden, but that are being revealed to mankind in this era. The seventh stage is represented by the Father himself. He is the end, the culmination of evolution. In him is the stage of grace, the seventh seal. Here I have deciphered the mysteries of the seven seals. That is why I say to you that this is the sixth seal, for five of them have already passed. The sixth is unleashed, but the seven remain sealed. The time of its content has not yet arrived. So, think about it like that. There is a vision of these seals. There is a vision of what the chosen had to go through to achieve an award when they are victorious. So now we bring it into the spiritual aspects so that you can identify with this, not just biblical, but also spiritual. And when you can go all the way back to Abel, Noah, Moses, Jacob, it would be kind of difficult to say that D. Rich is still not coming from Bible principles. Now we're going to get off into spiritual Israel. You remember even the Jehovah Witness mentioned that they are a spiritual Israel of God. They're part of that. So I'm going to insert a video right here of a Jewish rabbi actually telling you what a Jew is. Not my words, a Jewish rabbi.
For over 30 years. He's a well-known critic of Zionism, and his most recent work, The Empty Wagon, Zionism's Journey from Identity Crisis to Identity Theft, is a 1,381-page treatise on the differences between Judaism and Zionism.
Zionism itself was created as a substitute for Judaism, a replacement for Judaism, and a way to negate Judaism.
Yeah, so that takes us to our first question. What is a Jew?
Zionists are unable to answer because they negated the real definition. When I say the real definition, I mean the only intellectually consistent one. Being a Jew, in the most accurate way to describe it, is a job description given by God. God said you are deputized into this religion. You are obligated to fulfill these commandments, whether you do them or not. The obligation, the job description, defines you as a Jew.
Hopefully, after that video, you have a better understanding about what a spiritual Jew is. Now, we're going to dive in now to some of the facts about them. Here in chapter 39, it speaks of earthly and spiritual Israel. It also speaks of the historic mission of Israel, its failures. Verily I say to you that if mankind had preserved within the law with their conscience dedicated inwardly, it would not have been necessary to send you guides nor prophets, nor would it have been necessary for the Lord to descend among you and to engrave my law in stone during the first era, or having to become man and to die as man upon a cross in the second era. Now we're speaking the separation of the Jewish people into earthly and spiritual creeds. Listen what it says, people. It was necessary that the Father, after his parting, strike from the hands of the people on earth the land which had been entrusted to them from the time of their ancestors. From some of them it was taken as restitution, and for others as a reward. For that land of Canaan, that beautiful Palestine of the past, was prepared by me only as a symbol of the true promised land of the Spirit. And upon stripping the people of those possessions, the materialists, Jews roamed all over the face of the earth. And on the other hand, the faithful, those who had always sensed my presence, remain awaiting my will, without pain at having renounced that inheritance from the past, knowing that the Father had conceded to them a new grace, the inheritance of his word, the divine doctrine, and of his sacrifice and his blood. They live fully in the third era, and in these days my gaze find my people of Israel still divided into two parts. One, materialists, enriched by the goods of the earth for their own restitution, and shaking the foundation of the earth with their power. For they have placed the strength, the talents, and the grace that the Father poured out over their spirits in service to themselves, their ambitions, and their greatness. That's one part of them, okay? Now, we'll drop down a little bit. I'm going to tell you about the other part. However, those who know how I have come, how I have communicated, those who know with certainty my revelations, those who are prepared for the time to come, are you from the part of the 144,000 chosen by me, from the 12 tribes of the people, 144,000 who shall be before the numerous people of Israel, like 144,000 captains who will make its march into the great battle of the third era. Now, let's skip in a little bit over to the next one. Still, actually, a part of this, actually. When the people is prepared, truly I tell you, they will take up and carry to completion the great mission, with what from the beginning of time has assigned his chosen people, chosen because they were his firstborn and bearers of the Lord's revelation, so that, like an old brother, they could lead the others, share his grace with them, and carry all to the right hand of the Father. And then the next one, with heading would be the spiritual people of Israel. Here we go. When I speak of my people of Israel, the people of God, I refer to those who have brought a spiritual mission to earth, those who have made known my law, those who proclaim me, those who were faithful, those who proclaim the existence of the living God, those who perpetuated the seed of love, and those who knew how to recognize in the Son the Word and the presence of the Father. Those are those that for the people of God, that is Israel, the strong, the faithful, the prudent Israel, that is my legion of soldiers, faithful to the law, faithful to the truth. Now, people, we're going to talk about truly who they are. And I want to stand in this one, the heading of this one, the 144,000 chosen. To extend my work in this, the third era, I have come to choose from among the great masses 144,000 spirits, marking them by the kiss of the divine light, not a kiss of betrayal, nor signs of a pact that would put your spirit in danger. My mark is a sign that the Holy Spirit deposit upon those it has chosen to carry out a great mission in this, the third era. He who bears this sign is not safe from danger. On the contrary, he is tried and tempted more than any. Remember, each one of them, the 12 chosen by me in the second time, and you can confirm what I tell you. They had moments of doubt, of weakness, and confusion. There was even one who betrayed me to my executioners with a kiss. How much the chosen of this time shall have to pray and keep vigil to not fall into temptation. Even so, I tell you truly that among the 144,000, there shall be traitors. The mark means a calling, a mission, and responsibility before God. It is not a guarantee against temptation or illness. If it were, what merit would there be in my chosen? What effort would it be for your spirit to remain faithful to my word? I speak to you in this way because there are many hearts among this multitude that would wish to form part of those who have been marked. But I have seen that rather than the yearning to serve humanity with the gifts that the mark restores, it is a desire to feel secure or vanity that moves them to ask me to call them. I will test these petty ones, and they will be convinced that there is truth in my words. And the mark is invisible, signed by which who bears it with love, respect, zeal, and humility will complete their mission. You will then see the mark is a divine grace that is superior to pain, that illuminates you in your greatest trials, that reveals profound knowledge, in which and any place can open a breach for the passage of the Spirit. The mark is like a link uniting whoever possesses it to the spiritual world. It is the channel by which the thoughts and the words of the spiritual world manifest in yours. Know then by my words that the marked ones is a messenger, an envoy, and my instruments. The commitment and responsibility of the marked ones toward my work is great, but he is not alone on his path. By his side walks guardian angels who protects, guides, and inspires and strengthens him. Oh, how strong has been he who knows how to embrace his cross with love, and how hard and bitter it has been the road of the chosen ones, who has not known how to carry with him the divine signs of the chosen in the third era. I tell all of you who hear me, learn to pray and keep vigil, to carry your cross with love. Practice righteousness and obedience so that this life, which has been the most luminous reincarnation of your spirit, is not sterile, making you limit the time lost and the gifts unused. Meditate, all of you, marked and unmarked, on this lesson. For all of you have a destiny to fulfill within my work. The tribe of Israel of the Spirit are very numerous. For each I will select 12,000, shall mark them on their foreheads. But the people of Israel are not limited to the 144,000. The chosen people is infinite. The master taught you in the second era that many are called, but few are chosen. And all of Israel shall be called. But from among them I shall mark out, and all I shall place peace, spirituality, in the principle of spirit to spirit communication. I am the universal Father. My love descends to all hearts. I have come to all the people of the earth. Yet, if I have chosen this Mexican nation as the place for the full outpouring of my word and my revelations, it is because I found it to be humble, have found the virtues in their homes, and I have made the spirit of the people of Israel reincarnate among them. Yet, not all belong to this nationality, nor are all in the flesh. The spirit belongs to the number of the chosen, are disseminated throughout the world. They have not been marked. I have opened their eyes and have sensitized their hearts. And from spirit to spirit, they communicate with me. One part of the 144,000 marked by me live among humanity. Those servants of mine found disseminated in the world, complying with the mission of praying for peace and working for the brotherhood of man. They do not know each other, but some intuitively, and others because of this revelation, are fulfilling their destiny of throwing light onto the path of their brothers. Of those marked by my love, some are simple men, but others are noble in the world. They can be distinguished by the spirituality of their lives and works, and by the manner of their thinking about and of understanding the divine revelations. They are not idolaters, fanatics, nor frivolous. They seem to practice no religion. And nonetheless, from them arise an inner worship of their spirit with that of the Lord. Hmm. Those marked by the light of the Holy Spirit are like lifeboats. They are guardians, counselors, and strongholds. I have equipped them with light in their spirits and with peace, strength, with the healing balm, with the keys that invisibly open the most stubborn doors, and weapons that overcome obstacles insuperable to others. It is not necessary that they show titles awarded by the world for their gifts to be recognized. They do not know science, but are doctors. Do not know law, but are counselors. Are poor in the goods of the earth, and yet may do much good on their way. Among these multitude who have come to receive my word are many who have come only to confirm their mission. For it is not on the earth that they have been given gifts or been entrusted with charge. I tell you truly that the light that each spirit possesses is that which it has earned on the long road of evolution, just like in those seven churches people I mentioned. Humanity will believe my works, will be spread throughout the globe, and I shall begin with the 144,000 marked out, who shall struggle with obedience, love, and zeal in the time of the war of beliefs and doctrines, and who in the midst of that battle shall be a link that propose to the world not chains of slavery, but that of spiritual alliance that will be one of freedom and brotherhood. Those soldiers shall not be alone. My spiritual world shall follow and protect them. They shall perform marvels as they go. And in this way, giving testimony to my truth. My peace be with you. So hopefully, people, this give you a better understanding of the spiritual Jew, the spiritual chosen. And if you paid attention to that reading, it says some are not in the flesh. Huh. Some are in other worlds, still doing the Father's will. But the ones that are here, you can tell by their spiritual works. Because all they're doing is trying to show you the path to the light, to become part of an obedient family, to become part of the Trinity of One. That's all it is. See, because your Trinity might say the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. My Trinity might say the Father, Christ, the Holy Spirit. Because that is the Trinity of one. So I hope this video has given you a better understanding of who the chosen are for real. Not just, chapter 7 or chapter 14 of Revelation. Because that was a revelation for things to come. And what I am presenting to you today is here. It's here, not to come. Hope you enjoyed the video. Stay blessed.